everybody. I'm Rumni. Thank you so much for inviting me to your space. I'll just say quickly a little bit about myself, not too much because the whole sermon is about me. I am a seminarian at Boston University School of Theology, and then I ended. This is after 21 years of working as a public school teacher. So I am on the hospital chaplaincy track, and I'm right now, I'm just starting coordination. So it is quite a journey, something that's very new. Getting used to the role of the student after being a teacher for many years. It's a difficult transition, but it's been fulfilling. I live in sharing with my family, and I've been a long-time member, an active member of the Unitarian Church of Sharon, which I absolutely love. I consider the Church of Sharon to be my second family. So I feel like I'm home. And again, remember this is my very first sermon, so like I said, be gentle. All right. Okay, so I will start. I'll do the opening words from Polygas, and then I'll like the chapters. Okay. So Polygas, this is opening words 490 in the reading hymnal. Kalidas is a Hindu mystic and playwright from the 4th to 5th century BC. So I love his works, but I also thought it would be appropriate. So 419, I'll give you a minute to find it. Look to this day. I'm sorry. I said absolutely, please. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty, for yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. Hallelujah. Again, going to go around and like the chapters. And it's 4:48. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning in celebration of the life we share together. Christine Robinson. And now we're going to sing hymn 188. We go around 4 times. Sure. Right now, 471 to the affirmation. Love is the doctrine of the church. The question of truth is its sacrament. service to the Spirit, to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity, to begin all souls shall grow in harmony with the divine. Thus to be covenant with each other and with God. So I believe this is the part where we announce anything that's going on. Yes.
The Course of Miracles group continues on Zoom primarily, and our participants, Donald Milky is our technical person, Richard Trudeau, who was off preaching somewhere else, is on our panel. David Ott, who is on service. Good morning, David. Is one of our panelists, and Al Dujo, who is the family on his way back, as we speak. And of course, myself. Of course, the Miracles, you're welcome every Friday at 11. We have the coordinates. You can reach me at 774-365-1945. I'll give you the coordinates or Donald.
Any other announcements? All right, I believe it's time for our next musical selection. And now, number 131, Love Will Guide Us. Before I start speaking, I thought maybe we can take a couple of minutes and just get settled. Like I said, this is my first service. What I didn't say is that I'm a little nervous. So if you don't mind reading with me, just couple of breaths and, just let's just feel rooted to this place that we're in. Just a couple of breaths in. One more time, take a big deep breath and let it fill your lungs and your heart and your belly. And on the count of 3, we'll let it out. Just go in. And out. One more time. Big breath in. Thank you. So, I titled my sermon, My Roller Coaster Faith Ride, and Why It Matters. So we're going to strap in, sit back, put on our seatbelts, hold on to our hats and our masks, because we're going for a ride. So you're going to go on a ride with me. So I was born in India. Can you hear me okay? First of all. I was born in a Hindu family, born to a really loving, parents. My mother was fiercely religious. My father, I now realize, was an atheist. But he was very, very respectful to all faiths. He had a very healthy curiosity for religion. And he never intervened, never told anybody what they shouldn't believe. So it was a very interesting mix in my family, especially my mother being extremely religious. I went to a parochial elementary school, St. Mary's Convent. I went to a Brahmo middle and high school, which I found out only recently. The Brahmos are a sect in India. They were inspired in the 19th century by the Unitarian Church of England. So that was shocking to me. And then for college, I attended Loretto College, where Mother Teresa, she began her journey, before she founded the Sisters of Charity in Kolkata. That's where I'm from. So I look back at my childhood and I think about, fondly about the daily rituals, the prayers, the worship, and hospitality. That formed a really important part of my childhood. So my mom would often cook these intricate meals, especially before some kind of a ceremony, right? And offer fruits and sweets and water and money to the deities. So that was a common practice. I didn't think anything about it. Before we did anything, we have to place, these offerings to the gods and goddesses. Pretty humiliating, by the way, in India. So, but they never quite themselves. So anyway, I didn't think anything of it until I was about 13. When I visited Tirupati, which is the richest Hindu temple. And, just to give you an idea of how rich it is, in just terms of monetary donations, right? The temple makes about $600,000 a day. Imagine that, right? So the entrance to the Golden Temple is beautiful. It was constructed in the 6th century. Beautiful architecture. So as we entered, there were lines. There were lots of long lines, right? Well run. And I was trying to figure out, and they were all leading into the temple. And I found out that the way you could go or see the deity was how much money you donated at the entrance. So I thought it was a little odd, but I was 13, right? So I did, and we got a glimpse of this beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous, deity covered in gold and jewels, and that's a full sermon in itself. But when we exited from a different path. So we didn't go out the same way we came in. And I was a little taken aback. There were rows and rows and rows of people, sitting on the ground, bent down with their arms outstretched. They were many. And many were old, many disabled, and they were begging for food. And I thought it was really odd that all these people who had paid thousands, right, to get in, and then also at the altar, they kind of turned a blind eye to the plight of these beggars lining the streets. Again, 13-year-old mind, but I do think it impacted somewhere. It left a little bit of a mark, but then, I went off on my own way, and carried on with my life with extravagant, indulgences. The only thing that remained constant, so let me just back up a little bit. So when I thought about it, as I started thinking more and more, these ways to reach God seemed a little duplicitous. It didn't sit well with me. The only thing I kept going back to were the lessons of Hinduism that really preach that God is one. Call it, him, her, by any name you want. It's like rivers that flow into the same ocean. And I thought, that feels right, but you know what? I am really not interested. I just feel like the way we're trying to reach God is all wrong. Now, I wouldn't understand the richness of the religion I was born into until much later. So fast forward to 1999, I started my 21-year-old career as a teacher, as a special education teacher at Princeton Children's Hospital in Brighton. And when I looked around slowly, I was amazed at the extraordinary feats that these ordinary people were doing. Right? The caregivers, the parents, it just blew my mind. These were kids with multiple disabilities. And so again, I kept going back. I thought, God, I'm not so sure, but I kept going back to Ramakrishna's words, simple words that humanity is the greatest religion. And I said, that's my kind of religion. I love that. I could live with that. So my disillusion meant with Hinduism would eventually draw me into Unitarian University. So in 2001, we moved to Sharon, and my neighbors, the new Steves, Ken and Sheen, the two nicest people. To this day, I say that they're my favorite people. They were Unitarian Universalists, and they kept saying, and at that point I was writing, I used to log the Huffington Post, and I used to write a newspaper column, and I was writing a lot, and I would, whenever I had an article, I would bring it to Jean, and she would read it, and she would say, Rumni, you just don't know if you are a Unitarian Universalist. You should come to our church. And I said, church? No way. No, I don't want to do that. I don't have anything to do with church. It's not my thing. And she never said anything. And all the people that I met at her house, they seemed wonderful. I kept thinking, that's something, some kind of a cult going on. This is too good to be true. It all seemed like, for me, it reminded me of like Amway people. I thought, oh, they're really nice. Pull me in and, make me be part of some kind of a pyramid scheme. So I was like, no, I don't want to. So even though I loved everybody I met, right? So one day I was at Jean's house and I picked up the order of service. And it was a service about the legacy of Martin Luther King, which in January. And I thought, this doesn't look right. Because I was, in my mind, churches, not churches where you talk about Jesus. So I thought, okay, what? This sounds really interesting. Let me just go find out on my own what this is all about. So I went there with trepidation. And Jim Robinson was our minister, and he was Sunday morning sermon, and I just was blown away. I couldn't believe that justice and peace and equality, equity, ethics. I mean, these were the words I was hearing. without even mentioning the word God. What he was talking about was sacred work, God's work. So I kept going back and I kept thinking, oh my God, the bubble's going to burst. Never did. I did in 10 years, never did. I was hooked. Unitarian Universalism was not something that I preached or I practiced on Sundays. It became a part of who I am. I was teaching at in Kensington, middle school, and it just fueled my soul. I started a gender sexuality alliance club, and we were met with a little bit of resistance. I was all absolutely not. This is what we need to do. And sure enough, we made it happen, but it was because I believed in the principles about how we have to make it better for others, especially those who are marginalized, right? So I became an activist, a social justice advocate, and I loved it. And it didn't bother me one day that I'd given up my Hindu identity. Right? Little did I know that Hinduism was in my veins. And although I had turned my back on Hinduism, it was baked in my very being. So, in last year, when I was in school, there was an unprovoked attack on Hinduism, well-meaning but unprovoked, unsubstantiated, and about India, about its people, about its religion, and I thought, this doesn't feel right. Even though I had turned my back, I knew that there was something wrong, right? The picture that was being presented wasn't right. So I thought, you know what? Before I say anything, I need to do my own, deep dive into Hinduism. Because what I had thought, what I had felt, wasn't really what was being talked about. Yes, the rituals and all that, I don't subscribe to that. A lot of people do. But the basic tenet of Hinduism is not what was being described. It was about, really, religious pluralism. It doesn't matter. You don't even have to believe. Just go out and seek your own truth. And sure enough, that's exactly, I researched, I wrote a paper to my professor saying, look, this is not right. This is not right. And so there was a lot of, uproar about that, but what I discovered in the end was that Hinduism, was a rich religion, or actually it's not even considered a religion, it's a way of life, it's a philosophy by the Supreme Court of India. And I was ready to embrace it again. So my chosen youth church has been a source of stability for the past, decade. It has, obviously encourages me to seek my truth, to ask questions. But seminary also made my eyes open to some of the cracks within our own church. Right? And I don't mean specific Jewish sharing, I just mean the UU tradition. So one of the things I began to notice is that how Christian-centered our worship is. We claim to be really diverse, or we claim to love diversity, but our churches are not diverse. In Sharon, there's about 17% of population is Indian Americans, and I am one of 3 people of color in our church, right? And it's a small congregation, but we have about 200 300. So one of 3 people of color. And I also started thinking about my own journey, and I thought, after 10 years, nobody has asked me who I really am, right? And this is not just a curious, where are you really from? Not that, but what do you believe? What brought you here? And I understand a lot of Unitarians, or a lot of people come to the Unitarian church because they want to get away from their religious trauma or religious history. But for some people, that is an important part of their identity. Right? And when you ask them, when you don't see, some of these identities, you are essentially, kind of erasing, their past. It's important who I am. So again, I'm not saying that, this is what everybody should do, but it's not a bad option to really find out, who you are or who I am. What brought you? So, what drives my faith or the lack of faith there? So, why is this important? So, 6 months after my deep dive into Hinduism, its lessons of pluralism would serve me well. So I was called to provide spiritual care. So I did my clinical pastoral education through the women's hospital this past summer. And, it just revealed the tremendous need for religious pluralism in this country. So no matter who, whether you were, an atheist, you were a Muslim chaplain, a Hindu chaplain, a Buddhist chaplain, you have to provide spiritual care to everybody, no matter what, unless someone specifically asks for a rabbi or a priest, right? And so, and I remember one little, incident that just I always think about. We were a group of 5 students, right? 3 of us were non-creedal. One of them was Christian, one of them was going to rabbinical school. And one of them had a really hard time, when somebody had asked them to recite a verse from the Bible. Their problem or difficulty was when they were asked to read the Bible and they came across the words, Our Father, Jesus Christ. That was really almost like a big crisis, right? And so our supervisor, who was wonderful, came up with a compromise and said, how about you say your Father when you are reciting? And I thought, that's strange, that never would have occurred to me, and not just me, to the non-creedals. We had a Unitarian Universalist and somebody who considered themselves spiritual, but not religious, and we never had a problem. Okay, so you want us to recite from the Quran, we're happy to do it. But I feel like this is not something that everybody is comfortable with. But also the hospital, really showed me the tremendous importance of faith, what the role that faith plays in the lives of so many people. Again, a quick story that will stand out, that will stay with me forever. I was doing an overnight shift. I was the only chaplain in the hospital, and I was called to the NICU unit, so that's the neonatal intensive care unit. And this young couple, their baby girl who had been born too early and didn't have much time to live. And they begged me, they said, just please, just hurry. And I couldn't understand, so they were asking me to baptize the baby. Because in their minds, the baby, their faith was so strong that they were certain that the baby would be created in the arms of the Almighty. That was their faith and their hopelessness. And I was like, why? I don't know any better. Of course. If this is what they believe, good for them. If anything, I have tremendous respect for people with their tremendous faith, right? Faith is stronger than sickness, illness, ill health. It matters. And for me, I started thinking, for a while, I had completely done away with faith, right? But I realized I too had plunged in once upon a time. It didn't matter. I also thought about my mother, who in her, last days, when she couldn't eat, she couldn't talk, she would somehow, muster up the strength to fold her arms, or fold her hands. And she was talking to her God, and who I was thinking of. I was like, oh, this thing that you're praying to doesn't answer my prayers. I want it for us to not suffer. But I realize now how much her faith, her undying faith, must have comforted in her dying days, right? I also had about my student, one last story, about my student Daphne when at Princeton Children's Hospital when I said, oh, it doesn't matter, the people. I had about Daphne whose mom had brought her lifeless body, on the plane to Peru because she had been bit by a poisonous, vicious spider, minuscule spider. And she had become completely incapacitated. And every day when Daphne's mother, Rosa, would come to pick her up from school, she would always say, thank you so much, Miss Saha. And then she would say, thank God, thank goodness. And he's thinking, thank God. What's happened to Daphne? She will never be able to walk, she'll never be able to speak. And her mom has so much gratitude that God had spared Daphne. So those things started, kind of sinking in again, and I started thinking about faith. And also, oftentimes we would be called, I would be called because a lot of times they would say that somebody needs an atheist chaplain, just needs to talk, and I thought, and I don't have, in the past, maybe I would have, kind of judged, human nature, but I also knew what that felt like. Do not judge somebody because of your lack of faith or too much faith. So why is this important? Again, I was very confused, and I thought, and this past summer, I'm talking about just decently. But what am I? What am I? Like I have all of these, thoughts, which is why I decided to talk about it. And I thought, I am a Hindu. And I thought, I'm a Hindu and a Unitarian Universalist. I'm a Hindu and a Unitarian Universalist and a humanist, right? And right now, I feel more connected to Hinduism because Hinduism gives me permission to be a Unitarian Universalist, which in turn, encourages me to lead an ethical life, to seek truth, to help others, to uplift others. And the reason why this is really important is because I look at the hospital, the interfaith hospital, as an example of our world, our changing world. Right? The landscape of America is changing drastically. My mother talked about rivers flowing into the same ocean. All these rivers, the river can say, I'm just going to flow. I'm not going to touch anything. I'm not going to shape anything. A river changes and shapes everything it touches, right? Even sometimes when it seems catastrophic, there's something good that comes out at the end. Right? So America is being changed. America is being shaped by all these rivers. And the hospital, like I said, has put a sample of the interfaith world around us so we can no longer pretend to be apart anymore. Because we are a part of it. So we might as well enjoy the life. So that's my story. Well, thank you so much for going on this ride with me and helping me figure out my ways. So I would love to hear your stories someday. Okay, so I believe this is the part where the auditory is presented. Is that right? Do you want me to bring it around? Okay. No, they're very often put money in my all right. Sure.
Joy to have you here.
It's everywhere.
You here.
Oh, thank you. I'm very joyful to be here. Thank you.
I didn't tell you earlier, but I was hospital chaplain at Worcester City Hospital for 25 years, so I know a little bit about being a hospital chaplain. And you are not destined to be a hospital chaplain normally.
I'm not destined.
You're
Okay, what is my destiny?
doing what you're doing right now.
What's
Doing what you're doing right now, but on a much larger platform. That's a prediction.
Thank you so much. That's a wonderful, wonderful. Yes.
Lita, I word through it from Beth and Walter. And Hillary had her baby, it's a boy. And I'm assuming Beth and Walter are in London enjoying their first grandchild. His name is Benjamin Leo. And it's 8 pounds, 15 ounces.
Big baby. Wonderful. Thank you guys. Anybody else?
Well, I will offer, I'm so happy for Beth and Walter, and I enjoy, there's a tragic loss in our neighborhood, there's a little store just a couple of blocks from here, that apparently was being robbed at about 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the evening, the closing time is 9 o'clock. And in the process, and the details are not yet known, but, the store owner was shot and killed, he, native of India, from the Nepal. The immigrants forward, wife and I think 3 children, young children. I never met him, but I've talked to quite a few people that knew him, and he's just a wonderful contributor to the community. Many stories of his giving people food when they couldn't afford to buy food, and just say, take it home and pay for it when you can. Which interesting, it reminded me of my father, who was a grocer himself, a small business owner back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and I have many stories from customers that would tell me that he would do that. So I think it's almost a common thing that we think of these folks that go into business, and we think of them going into business to make a profit, which of course they need to do, but so many stories of them being altruistic and fighting for the community. So this man, 54 years old, I believe, should be kept in your prayers as well.
Makes sense. So I think I saw that on TV.
It's lost.
Okay. Anything else? Or should we go on to hymn 123? Some good beautiful voices. All right. So I thought I would, the closing words, I would leave you with a blessing, which I absolutely love. And I use this book, it's a book by Jan Richardson, Circle of Grace, which I use a lot during my chaplaincy. And this is blessing when the world is ending. Look, the world is always ending somewhere. Somewhere the sun has come crashing down. Somewhere it has gone completely dark. Somewhere it has ended with the gun, the knife, the fist. Somewhere it has ended with a slammed door, the shattered hope. Somewhere it has ended with the utter quiet that follows the news. From the phone, the television, the hospital room. Somewhere it has ended with a tenderness that will break your heart. But listen, this blessing seems to be anything but morose. It has not come to cause despair. It is here simply because there is nothing a blessing is better suited for than an ending. Nothing that cries out more for a blessing than when a world is falling apart. This will not fix you, will not mend you, will not give you false comfort. It will not talk to you about one door opening when another one closes. It will simply sit itself beside you, among the shards, and gently turn your face towards the direction from which the light will come, gathering itself about you as the world begins again. Chalice. So much joy and gratitude for this place, for the new baby. And also I lead the prayers for those, whose life has been cut short and those who are struggling. So thank you again so much for letting me be part of your